Hi guys, it's me, Art of Adrienne, and I learned some cool things recently about gemstones, specifically Lapis Lazuli. It is lazurite's gem form, and it's usually mixed with pyrite. So I don't know if you can see the little metallic flecks in there. Wait, I have to do the freaking influencer bullshit. Does it work? Not really. So these are all pieces of lapis. Some of them came from Coyote Wisdom in Lansing. It's like one of our favorite shops. So this is ground up to make ultramarine pigment for ultramarine paint. So I bought a bunch of different brands of ultramarine paint to see how much they look alike. I got colored pencils, watercolors, acrylic paint, and gouache, or gouache. There's sodalite. This isn't tumbled, but it's a very similar blue looking stone, but it's not used to make paint, so who gives a fuck? This is pyrite. It's basically fool's gold. This is what the specs in the lapis are made of. And check out this little baby piece of pyrite. I stole this from Mother Earth, and I didn't even give a fuck. Oh yeah, something really interesting that I learned about lapis is that it's kind of a blood diamond right now. I guess the Taliban took over the mineral and gemstone mines in Afghanistan recently when they took over. And I guess there's a lot of very valuable minerals there that are needed for like renewable energy. But also this is like, I think the world's biggest lapis mine. So if you buy any new lapis that's been mined recently, you're basically supporting the Taliban. If it's like older, it's been mined, it's been sold, resold, you're not supporting the Taliban. I really don't know how to know. I guess you just have to ask the person you're buying it from. I'm fairly certain these are not from the Taliban, I hope. I don't really want to fund terrorism, but what can you do? Everyone's a terrorist these days. So what do I have here that's ultramarine? I have this polychromo Faber-Castell ultramarine pencil. This one's really light. It really doesn't look like the other colors, but apparently the authentic ultramarine that's made from ground lapis lazuli is actually a little bit duller. And in 1826, a French artist guy, Jean-Baptiste something, like I'm not making that up, that was his name. It was really French. So he actually made a much cheaper version that didn't take stone grinding. Apparently with lapis, it takes 1,000 kilograms to make 0.01 kilograms of paint. So it was extremely expensive, and artists used to charge extra on their invoices for it. So in 1826, a French guy made a new version that was cheaper and chemically equivalent. It's called French ultramarine, so it's really easy. Anyways, the French ultramarine supposedly is actually a lot brighter. So who knows? Who knows what this polychromo is made of, but it's a little duller looking. Then we got, sorry, my favorite, which I do like better than polychromos, Prismacolors. My ultramarine Prismacolor is very pretty. It is one of my favorites. Prismacolors are typically softer, and then polychromos are almost like more graphite-y. This I got from Odd Nod. It's golden fluid acrylics ultramarine blue. My favorite watercolor brand, Dr. P.H. Martin's, has an ultramarine. This is so bright. These watercolors are great. Holbein ultramarine deep watercolor, itty bitty, very expensive. Better be good. Another, I mean, this is a little expensive too. My other one here is gouache. It's also Holbein ultramarine deep, so it's the same color, only gouache instead of watercolor. And gouache is kind of like a little bit more opaque watercolor, I think, as far as I'm concerned. That's what it is. Then one of my favorite paint brands, Nova Colors. They're out of California. I got this recommendation from the mural artists on Facebook. This is a great color and brand. So this is their ultramarine. So a lot of the paints I got them at Odd Nod. This is my little Odd Nod sketchbook, which I haven't used much of yet. So I'm going to use it. It's really great paper. I'm going to use it to paint on and to sketch on with my ultramarine colors. So I'm just going to start with my Prismacolors. What does it look like? Very deep and pretty. Should put these here so you can compare. Here is our polychromos made in Germany. Actually, it looks very similar, a bit lighter, but it looks better on the paper than it does on the pencil. Let's try our Dr. P.H. Martins here. Very, very, very saturated for a watercolor. That is why this is my favorite. These watercolors go a freaking long way. Because they are so saturated. So, I've been using these liquid watercolors forever. But here is a more solid one by Holbein. Oh my god, this thing is so expensive. I don't even want to use it. Ooh. Very bright. So probably not authentic ultramarine, because ooh, it's bright as hell. Probably French ultramarine. But you know what? I don't know, so I shouldn't say that's a really expensive brand. So they can tell me maybe if they want to let me know, but I'm not researching it. Being gouache. Same color. Let's see if it looks the exact same or not. Is this really that much different than watercolor? Let's see. So here's the Holbein gouache. You can tell it's a lot thicker than the watercolor. I don't know if you can tell. I can tell. Wow, it's really bright. It's a really pretty color. Here we have our golden ultramarine. I just ate some. Don't do that. Oh! Oh my god. Yep. That's what happens when you use your teeth to open things. I'm so cheap, I'm literally just going to use that. Ooh, it's very bright. I think I have too much water in here. It looks really watercolory, but it's not. I'm kind of surprised that the Dr. P.H. Martin, maybe just because it's dried, but it looks really dull now. Our Nova colors. So pretty. And again, I'm cheap. I always just like use the shittiest paint first. So I'm gonna use that out of here. Oh my god. It's so pretty. This one is really, really intense. But it does look like they're fading a little bit as they dry. But this is a gorgeous color. So there you have it. There's a really lazily researched video about ultramarine paint. It's so pretty. If you like this content, follow me at Art of Adrienne. You can watch so much paint dry with me. It'll be thrilling.